Okay, today we're going to show you how to tighten your V Pully Belt. The V Pully Belt will loosen over time due to its stretching, and it could cause a sticking or jerking sensation underfoot. The first port of call would be to tighten the running belt on the treadmill. We have shown you how to do this in one of our other videos, but in this instance we'll assume that the running belt is fully tightened already. So the first thing we're going to need to do is turn the treadmill off on the wall and unplug it. And then we're going to need to remove the motor cover. You'll have two screws on the side, on both sides, and depending on what model you'll have either one or two screws on the back. In this instance we've already taken the screws off just to speed up the process, and you'll then be able to remove the motor cover. Once that's out of the way, you can then see the V Pully Belt here, which is what we need to tighten. Firstly, we'll need to check if it needs tightening or not. So the way you do that is just hold the belt with your fingers on either side and try and twist the belt on itself. Now in this instance you can turn the belt 180 degrees and it will fold over on itself. This means that it's too loose. Where we want to get this to is just being able to turn it 90 degrees and no further. So in this case it clearly folds over on itself, so it needs tightening. What you're going to need to tighten up this belt is a ratchet set and a 12mm socket. As you'll see here, there is 4 bolts that bolt the motor to the frame. This one bolt here just needs to loosen, second one, and then there's 2 further on the back. Now you don't need to remove these bolts, you just need to loosen them so we can slide the motor forward and back. Then you'll need a 14mm spanner. You'll see that there's another bolt going through here. Now what you need to do here is turn that bolt anti-clockwise, and what that will actually do is push the motor that way, tightening this belt up. So keep doing that as you're turning that bolt anti-clockwise. Keep checking the tension of this belt. And as you can see, we can no longer turn it over on itself, but it's still a bit further than 90 degrees. So now, very clearly there, it's a lot different than before. You can now only twist that belt 90 degrees, so it's nice and tight on there. So you get your ratchet again and tighten up the 4 bolts. 2 on the front and 2 on the back. That's now locked that motor in place and it's not going to slide back and forward, and your V Pully Belt is now nice and tight. All we then need to do is replace the motor cover, screw the screws back in and plug the treadmill back in on the wall.